Louise here from Crazy Borgies. It's Monday and it is a new week. It's Monday the 15th of January. Excuse the hair, it was a bit of a rush today. So I am going to be doing a stitch along today for yourselves. And yeah, this one is one that I've done many stitch alongs on, and I was sitting here cross stitching and I thought, well, why not just hop on it and do a stitch along? So that's what I'm going to do for you guys. It's my lovely sunflower, and it's one that I purchased myself. Sorry, I've lost my phone stand, so I'm having to hold the phone in my hand until I start stitching. So I can't really link it down below, but grab yourselves your project, whatever it is, cross stitch, diamond painting, latch hook, whatever you're doing, and just listen to me jibber jabber on, because I can talk for England, as they say. Right, so first and foremost, if you have not done so already, please consider liking and subscribing and following me on TikTok and Instagram on Crazy Borgies Diamond Art. And let's get stitching. Okay guys, so this is what I've done so far, all of this section. I know you're probably sick of the sight of seeing this, but I'm determined to get it finished one day. I don't know when, but one day. And I've done all this dark purple shading. I sort of decided to do this sort of dark colour, and I just went and done it everywhere. I don't know why. I was just feeling in a colour blocking stitching sort of mood that day. But as you can see, I've finished the centre of it now, and it looks great. I love it. I love the centre. So yes, even though I think I can see a few mistakes, but you know, I'm not overly fussed. And that's the thing, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. It's your project, you can do what you want with it. Okay guys, so just don't get don't overthink it, is what I'm saying. Yeah, just don't overthink it. Right, so let me get my floss ready and my camera angle sorted, and I'll be back in 1 second. Right, so let's get stitching. I do stitch in hand guys, so I will try to keep the Ada cloth as still as I possibly can, but obviously because I'm holding the Ada cloth, it does move around a bit. So I've hurt my finger this morning, as you can see. We're working on DMC 498, and it's this grey symbol at the moment that we're working on. So can't even feel where the needle is there. I've done quite a bit of diamond painting yesterday, and I felt like doing this today. Bit of cross stitch helps me relax, it does. And I had a bit of a disaster this weekend. I'm going to tell you about it now, because it was Saturday was like the day from hell guys. It really was. It was a nightmare. It just started, well, it just went from bad to worse basically. So I woke up on Saturday, you know, was feeling good, was feeling relaxed, and well, it started on Friday actually. Friday I noticed that my fridge was a bit iced up, my freezer, sorry, not my fridge, and that my fridge wasn't as cold as what it should be. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try and get some of the ice out, but I couldn't get to the back panel of the fridge where the element is and everything. So I thought, oh, I'll call my dad and he can come and look at it. But by Friday evening, it was making the most awful noise. I'm not joking you. It sounded like it was going to explode, basically. So I thought to myself, uh-oh. The dog was petrified of it. She wouldn't even go in her bed because the bed was right next to the fridge freezer. So I was like, oh, flip's sake. So I had to move her bed into the living room. We're in her crate now, because I've got her a little crate because of all the damage she's done to the kitchen. Yes, I thought, that's it, I'm done with there. Oh, there we go, that's a bit better, I think. So anyway, the freezer was making this awful noise. The fridge was barely working. And so first thing Saturday, I phoned my dad and I said, look, do you think you could come and have a look at it for us before I order a new one? So he came over, quite, say, late-ish afternoon, and we go to church on a Saturday, don't we? So on Saturday evenings we're at church. So basically, it just was a disaster, because we had to defrost, had to take the back panel off, and there was so much ice actually on the element itself, so we had to take like a hairdryer to it. Obviously it was switched off when we were doing this, but anyway, it took hours, and eventually we got the ice off, put the back panel on, and it started working again, which was great. So then I had to quickly rush to make dinner so that they could eat it when they get back straight from church. And then my dad wanted a cup of tea, and one of my children let the dog out of the kitchen, and she basically took a run and dive on my dad and sent the tea flying, and it all went boiling hot tea over one of my other children's foot, and she was screaming, so I had to whip the sock off, and you know, there was all that drama. Luckily it didn't blister or anything like that, but it really hurt her, obviously. And so then that happened. So I come back from church and decide to take dog out straight away, because if I sit down before taking dog out, you know, it's like anything, you feel like, oh, you get cozy and then you don't want to go back out. And it's freezing here at the moment, absolutely, you know, we're in like minus temperatures at the moment. So basically I took the dog out, and my special needs child, she didn't want me to go back out, but obviously I was like, look, I've got to go out, take dog out for a quick walk, I'll be 5 minutes. And yeah, so I took the dog for a walk. I come back and put my key in the door, and I can't get back in the house, and I'm thinking my eldest has locked the door. And then she comes to the door and she says, look, just stay outside for a second because something really bad's happened. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what's happened now? it can't get any worse. It really can't. But just when you think it can't, it does. Yeah. Basically, my special needs daughter had, in a huff, I think, because of where I was out walking the dog and she didn't want me to go out, had snapped her new bubble fish light in half, and the water had gone everywhere. Now when I'm saying everywhere, I mean everywhere. The whole rug virtually was soaked, and it was saturated with water. And I was like, oh my gosh, firstly, let's make sure there's no electrics there. They were trying to dry it with hair dryers, and it just was a nightmare. So even though I was starving hungry, I had to basically get loads of towels, soak it up, and then get like a fan heater, dry it. And it gets worse, guys, because I've got laminate flooring in my living room. Yeah. And the rug is so heavy, even dry, I can't lift it. So you can imagine the weight of it with all that water inside it. It was a nightmare. So I just felt like I could cry. I really did. I did want to cry. In fact, I think I did cry. But I sort of done a silent cry to myself. It was just horrendous. So with the use of a hairdryer and a fan heater, I managed to get it as dry as I possibly could, but there was still a lot of moisture underneath the rug because I can't lift it, you know. And I thought, I've already got a back problem, you know, if I lift that up, it's like I've got enough health issues, let's put it that way. I don't want any more. But now I'm worried about obviously mould and that growing underneath it. So when it gets a bit milder, I'll have to have a look, because, you know, the house we're living in, it's a rented house, but we have quite a big problem with mould. I'm not sure why. Maybe just because it's an old house. You know, we get mould everywhere. We get it on the windowsills, we get it on the windows, we get it in the kitchen, well, yeah, there is some in the kitchen, but that's mainly on the windows. And bathroom is terrible, but they've said they're going to give us a new bathroom, so that's good. And then even in the living room there's mould on the wall behind. If you put anything sort of like near the wall, it'll get mouldy. So yeah, there is a problem with mould in this house. So yeah, and now we've got a wet carpet. Well, I mean, it's not wet anymore, but you know, obviously there might be some patches of it where the moisture is trapped because I couldn't lift it up. So yeah, that was my weekend. It was a nightmare. So after I'd done that, I didn't get to eat my dinner till 9 o'clock on Saturday evening, and the kids were eating, you know, I got them while I was drying it. They all ate their food and everything. But I've made a decision now, that's it, no more fish lights. Even though she didn't break the last one, it was a dog that broke the last one. You know, I've always had to watch her with those bubble fish lights, because as much as she loves them, she's severely autistic and she does silly things to it. You know, she tries to like look in the middle of it, tries to swish the water around, and it's dangerous, you know. Water and electricity together are dangerous. But unfortunately you can't, all you can do is tell her off, but you can't really explain to her, you know, that you don't do things like that with a light. So she's broken so many of my lights, guys, you know, so many. She's the queen of destruction. Some days, you know, because I'm a carer for her, and it's difficult because I feel like no matter what I do, I'll never have anything nice because it always gets broken. But that's the joy of children as well, isn't it? You know, it's just difficult when you've got a child that's severe. You know, it really is. Some days you just feel like, oh, what's the point, you know? But I've always liked to have a nice home, a nice clean home. And when that happened, I was just like... But I was good, because there would have been a time before I got ill that I would have come in and gone absolutely crazy. But, you know, I kept it together. I did. I was screaming inside, but I kept it together, and I thought, you know, I'm just... What's happened here? I'm just gonna keep it all inside, and I did. You know, but as a result I just went really quiet, and they kept saying, are you okay, Mum? And I was like, no, don't talk, I don't want to talk, no, because that's what I'm doing, is I'm trying to just not react to things, because obviously with a heart condition as well, you know, I can't afford to get too stressed. You know, so, but it's been tough at the moment. It has been a tough winter this year, but you know, you just got to keep getting up to fight another day, haven't you? So yeah, this is a joyful a joyful conversation. I'm sorry guys, I didn't mean to be such a Debbie Downer, but yeah, I didn't have a good weekend at all, so hopefully I'll have a better week, you know. But this is a beautiful shade, isn't it? And I love the floss for this as well, because you know, it barely gets knotted at all. Just flies through and glides really nicely through the holes in the Ada cloth. So this morning I just did not want to get up. I was just like, oh. Where are we now? We're on 19 minutes, guys. So I'm going to have to love you and leave you in a minute. I can hear Rio tweeting away downstairs. She's on her new food now, because the vet said she needs to be on pellet food, not seeds, because apparently seeds to birds, it's like having a portion of French fries every day. So she was like, yeah, no, you need to change that. You need to put her on pellets. And I can see she's already lost weight, but she's hangry. She's not angry, she's hangry. So she is hungry and angry. Oh yes, she's not happy about it at all. Because every time I top up her food bowl, she looks at me like I'm having a joke with her or something. Whoops. Yeah, she's not happy about the change in her food. And Luna is still as crazy as ever. She went to the vet on Friday and she had a reunion with her mum and her dad and one of her siblings. So, yeah. Although I don't think she recognised them all at first, but they recognised her. Obviously the mum dog did. So it's very cute. So yeah, and I've just literally walked the dog, come back from doing the school run, walked the dog and gave her a bath because she was a bit smelly. I'm not quite sure why, but she was a bit smelly today. So I hope you guys have had a better weekend than what I have. Okay, and thank you for joining me for today's Flosstube Stitch along. I hope you've enjoyed it. I was debating about doing this or doing another diamond painting off canvas project, but obviously I chose this instead because I've done so much diamond painting yesterday and I fancied a change. So please consider, if you haven't done so already, subscribing and liking the video, and I will speak to you soon, guys. Let me know in the comments section what you're working on today or over the weekend, and yeah, we'll speak soon. Okay guys, take care, God bless, bye for now guys, bye.